In the mid-90s, Prince not only won in a rather unusual manner for featherweights with chic knockouts, but was simply a fan favorite. He combined boxing, humiliation of an opponent, and playing in public, enchantingly appearing in the ring. By the end of the decade, Hamed almost single-handedly dominated the featherweight division, but to consolidate the status of a real star, he lacked the most small thing to conquer America. On December 19, 1997, in New York at Madison Square Garden, his debut against Kevin Kelley turned out to be incendiary. Two punchers staged a carnage with 6 knockdowns in 4 rounds. In general, 1997 was a particularly shocking year for Hamed. In total, he spent 5 fights, sometimes entering the ring 2 months after the previous one. So it happened with the fight against Kevin Kelley. Prior to his U.S. debut, on October 11th in Sheffield, Prince knocked out Puerto Rican Jose Badillo in the 7th round.
Now that's not a knockdown so far to Hamed. I don't think there's many would. Again, I don't know, where is the line between the kind of thing Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard used to do? And it's durable, but even he was wobbled by that. Then a right. This could be the finish now. They want to stop it. The Dio's corner want to stop it.
Lined up next was a bout with America's Kevin Kelley in New York before the end of the year.
Kevin Kelley's here tonight, and he's seen the skill of the Prince and the strength and the ability and the accuracy and the speed. Oh gosh, you know I'm the best in the world.
Kelley was in Sheffield on this night to watch the Prince and interrupted his post-fight interview.
He's right in front of me, and I can honestly tell him that I'm going to knock him spark out. I'm going to knock his spark out.
I'm going to smoke your boots.
We'll see. We'll see.
I am the best featherweight in the world.
We will see.
Immediately after, it was announced that he would fight Kelley on December 19th at Madison Square Garden. But the promotion of the duel itself, of course, began much earlier. Her start was made in one of the interviews, when Hamed, in his usual manner, admitted that he would deal with Kelley as convincingly as with everyone else before him. I could take Kevin Kelley to my backyard and beat him up there, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather do it in his backyard. Kelley only said that Hamed would answer for his words in the ring. I'll shut the mouth of this talker in the first round. Kelley was the perfect candidate for Hamed's U.S. debut. He went into the fight with a record of 47-1, 31 wins by knockout. He owned the WBC world title, but in January 1995, he quite unexpectedly lost to the Mexican Alejandro Gonzalez.
Hasn't had the movement you might have expected. And again, no footwork. Kelley landed a solid right hand. And Gonzalez with some of the most spectacular punch stat numbers we've seen in recent fights. And Kelley says, Kevin Kelley can't see out of that right eye. There goes the mouthpiece. And referee Lawrence Cole says time.
Kevin, as well as Hamed, had serious knockout abilities, so the fans logically expected the maximum spectacle from the fight on December 19th.
We got a deal.
Let's do it.
You know I'm a warrior.
Look in the eyes. Let's do it.
You know I love that.
Let's do it.
I'm a real New
I
Yorker.
can't wait to do it.
Wasteland
Don't
warrior,
run,
baby.
Don't
I'm from the
run.
wasteland. I know I'm not
I
gonna
heard
run.
you're gonna run.
Run.
Yeah.
You have misinformed, homie.
I'm talking run.
You tell your brother. He knows the form.
You know.
The Prince did not come to the USA empty-handed at all. The then main boxing channel, HBO, offered royal terms, an exclusive contract for 6 fights, for which Hamed would receive a record $12 million. Naseem's guaranteed fee was $2 million, not including royalties from sponsors and British television, which broadcast the Prince's fights in pay-per-view mode. This amount is still impressive, but in 1997 it was simply cosmic for the featherweight division. Before Hamed, none of the boxers in this weight category received even money close to him. Kevin Kelley for this fight also received the largest fee in his career, $500,000. For the promotion of this fight in the United States, the channel allocated $1 million. At the final press conference before the fight, the fighters continued to exchange plans for the fight and promised to knock each other out.
One big difference that the media has missed. He hits them, they get up. When I hit them, they unconscious. There's a big difference between my punching power and my rockets compared to his rockets. He got missiles. I got nitrogen bomb.
If you were that quality of a fighter, then everybody will snap you up. But you ain't got anything.
Yo, I've been the black
The
sheep.
simple reason,
Marvin Hagler.
you ain't Prince.
I am the black sheep.
You ain't Prince Naseem. And after this fight, listen, I'm gonna trying to create a nice job for you, putting my posters up with HBO.
When I hit him in the first round, he's gonna feel sorry that he ever thought about the third round. He's gonna feel it. I'm telling you, knock me out. Nobody can knock me out. Nobody has ever knocked me out. And you're not the first to gonna try to do it, and instead they're gonna do it. When I hit you, this bottle, that's how you're gonna fall. I'm the hardest puncher you ever been in the ring with. You're not the hardest puncher featherweight. I got news for you. I am. I got more knockouts than you got fights. When I hit you with the first punch, you're gonna know what the time it is. I know you switch lefty, switch righty and all that, so do I. I got the dipsy doodle too, I do all that.
And then came the long-awaited evening of boxing. The Prince was so carried away by the finest hour that he completely lost track of time. His total entry into the ring lasted almost 10 minutes, causing genuine irritation in Kelley, who urged his opponent to stop dancing and start fighting. And there was a reason. Kelley approached the fight with extreme motivation against the favorite.
He's at a disadvantage. And that's what happened. Kelley
The Prince started as usual, boxing with his hands down, playing for the public, neglecting defense in every possible way, and relying only on his own striking power. Naseem clearly underestimated his opponent, for which he paid already at the start. The boxers looked at each other for a minute, and before the end of the round, they made a real felling.
The fight, Hamed is a puzzle that Kelley is unable to solve. But down goes the...
Hamed pinned the opponent in the corner, but after the attack he opened under the most powerful right hook in the jaw. Naseem was on the canvas for only the second time in his career.
Second time in his career he's been down in the first round.
The second round was a real decoration of the fight. The events here developed at lightning speed. After only 40 seconds, Kelley struck first the right hook, and then the left straight. Hamed touched the floor of the ring with his glove.
What could happen would be that the Prince was exposed as a fraud. His gloves touched the canvas, the count...
At this point, the referee Benji Estevez was supposed to intervene, but simply did not have time. The Prince quickly stood up and received a right blow to the head, touching the canvas again.
Yeah, I think the last knockdown was fluke. Kelley was down.
But to their happiness, Naseem not only quickly recovered, but before the end of the round, he more than returned the favor to Kelley, twice sending the opponent to knockdowns.
As yet. I think the mistake he made, there we saw it, right there.
Spectators in the arena watched a real war, and even though Kelley was knocked down, the favorite defended to everyone's shock.
The more Naseem decided to be orthodox.
At that moment, one could only imagine how the HBO bosses felt when they signed a multi-million-dollar contract with the British.
Get the rhythm to Kelley.
To a close, having seen knockdowns for each.
The third round is the only one in the fight where there were no knockdowns, but there was definitely no less fighting there than in the previous two.
Trying to get away from punches. Takes a hard left and lands. Kelley knocked down of Hamed in round two. Now Kevin starting to...
Again, Kelley worked from a position of strength, throwing significantly more punches, and he confidently took the round, and in general looked preferable.
That's another thing Phil Borgia said. He said, my man
Through Kelley's guard.
They trade right hands. Kevin's was the harder of the two. Good left upper.
Until the middle of the fourth segment, Kelley, if not dominant, then definitely interrupted the favorite.
Lands a hard left hand. Kelley misses with the right and misses wildly.
All the more unexpected was the left hook performed by Hamed, and this time Kevin was in serious condition.
But taking some leather in return. Down goes Kelley on two hard left hands.
Naseem rushed to finish off, but in the exchange he again missed Kelley's blow, touching the floor with his glove.
Kelley a little slow to respond here.
You got to be careful mixing up with Kelley because he can fight.
That's going to be...
Kelley rushed at the opponent, already completely forgetting about the defense and the fact that he was against the most striking boxer in the division. In the exchange, Naseem found a moment and threw a powerful left hook into the temple area.
Leaping right hand by the Prince. And a
If his glove grazes the canvas, the referee is within his rights to rule it a knockdown, and Benji Esteves did. And then that...
Kelley got up before the referee counted, but was too shocked and the referee stopped the fight. We have never seen such a fight in the featherweight division at this level. This is Hagler, Hearns at featherweight. Larry Merchant said these words immediately after the fight, and it's hard to argue with him. The Prince epically burst into the American ring and successfully worked out his contract. Surprisingly, the rematch was not organized then, although Kelley really wanted to.
Down goes the Prince. And a hard left.
The careers of both boxers went in different directions. Hamed continued to create a legacy, and Kelley, although he received fights for titles against eminent boxers like Morales and Barrera, he invariably lost. He completed his career in 2009 at the age of 40. Hamed's career was completed by Marco Antonio Barrera when Prince was only 26 years old. He was never able to psychologically recover from that defeat, and, as the years have passed, he regrets his decision to quit boxing so early.